Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you guys are having another magnificent day. You know it's a beautiful day. That sun shining, facial hair. I mean, it's stubbly, but it's No Shave November, baby. I hope you're participating. And of course, I hope you're feeling great today. If not, I'm sprinkling a little bit of that on you. Of course, I'm going to start this video off the same way I start all of them. If you haven't followed my social media, definitely do so. And what we're going to be talking about on today's video is how to get back more of your time. It's a lot easier than you think. Let's go ahead and get into it. So man, wouldn't we all like to have a lot more free time? I know I would. And this was something that I thought a lot about actually over the past couple of weeks because I was feeling drained. My energy just wasn't there. I felt like I didn't have enough time to do things that I needed to do. Therefore, I was playing catch up. And so I really started to backtrack for a second and take a step back and figure out what was happening in my life that was causing this feeling of not having enough time and certainly not having enough energy. And it's actually kind of interesting. So I want to get into it today because if you think about life in the simple stance that I did, you'll have a lot more free time, you'll have a lot more energy, but more importantly, you'll accomplish a lot more. And so here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about where you're at in your life right now. Doesn't matter if you're starting a business, doesn't matter if you're in a career that you love, that you're trying to climb the ladder with. Doesn't matter if you're trying to grow your social media. Just really think about where you're at right now, right? Now think about where you want to get, okay? Now, where you are and where you want to get, all it takes is more focused time, more dedicated time. And what you have to understand is that time is a very valuable asset, right? It's something that nobody knows how much more time on this planet they have. And so when you start thinking about that, start thinking about how much time you're actually wasting on things that aren't helping you create more value for yourself, not anybody else, but for yourself. Because what you'll start to realize is when you start to equate, I'm going to put my time over here, then what that does is that makes you more valuable. And the reason why is because now people are wanting your time, but they're not getting your time. And really think about it like this too. So let's say that you are starting a business right now, okay? And you have somebody who maybe has been a friend to you for 10 years, for instance. And this person wants to start a business but procrastinates all the time, is just a naysayer, they're negative, they say they're going to do things and don't do it, yet what they're doing is they're consistently talking to you about, how do I do this? Like, hey, can you get on a call with me right now? I want to learn how to do this. Well, is that really necessary for your time? Like, do you absolutely have to give your time to that person? Because if you're giving that time to your person, you're devaluing yourself. And the reason why is because as you're progressing in your business or in your career or in your growing of your social media, what's happening is you're becoming more valuable, right? So if you are doing that and then the person that's wanting your advice is not doing that, they're not building a business, they're not taking the first steps, they're not building a social media, they're not trying to advance in their career, they don't have a lot of value, whereas you have a lot of value. So essentially what's happening is if you give that person, let's say you give them 10 to 15 minutes of your time, that 10 to 15 minutes could be spent on acquiring more clients. It could be spent on taking my business to the next level. It can be spent on focusing on something that's going to help me progress a little bit further. Rather than, you know what, I'm just going to waste this 10 minutes over here with this person who really doesn't value my time to begin with because they don't even value their own time at this point, yet they want to waste mine, right? And so think about that. And I don't want to put it in a term where it's negative toward people that are asking you for advice, because definitely give people advice and all that, but don't let people drain your time and your energy, because they will. If you give people an inch, they're going to take an inch and then even more. They're going to take miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And what you have to understand is that time is a very, very valuable commodity. And you can't just be throwing it around to everybody who asks for it, because what you're doing is you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're not showing your value. Because if people really wanted your attention, if people really wanted your time, if people really wanted your advice, guess what? They would work harder to get it. They would get up to a point, a level playing field with you where, oh, he's up here, I need to elevate my game up here so that I can show him that, hey, I have the same work ethic as you. Let's go ahead and do this, right? Because our values are the same. Our energy is the same. I'm not wasting this person's time, right? And so that's the way you really want to think about this thing, because if you go throughout your day in, day out routine and you think about the people that you talk to who aren't creating value for you, who are just wasting your time and wasting your energy and aren't helping you progress, or just the little things that you're doing, not even necessarily people, but let's say it's like TV, for instance. Like if you're watching TV, right, is that, and I'm not saying, you know, completely throw the TV out the door, right? What I'm saying is if you absolutely want to get something done, but you're wasting 2 or 3 hours on Netflix binging the newest whatever TV show is on there, is that really helping get where you want to go? Because time is a valuable commodity. And if you're sitting there wasting it on people who don't appreciate it, number one, but also on things that aren't serving you to help you get better, number two, what are you really doing? And so that's something that I want to get on here with, because recently what it's been like for me is I've had people want me to lend out that helping hand to them and help them elevate their game. But I can't help them elevate their game. They're the only people that can elevate their game. And the way I look at it is I'm absolutely here to help as much as I possibly can, but you have to be willing to help you first. And the way you help you first is you create more value for yourself, you level up, and as you get on that level, you're going to start to figure things out without my help. And so that's a huge lesson that I took out of the past week, because at this point, time is something that we need to take more seriously. And if we do that and we realize where we're not creating value for ourselves and we're giving our time away to things and people that don't matter, we're going to have a lot more time to do what we want to do, have a lot more fun, have a lot more awesome experiences, and ultimately step up our game a little bit. So I hope that this video helped you. Of course, if it did help you, give it a thumbs up. I'm so thankful that you guys tuned into today's episode. And of course, if you did enjoy this video, hit that subscribe button. It's right there. It's glorious. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.